Hey everyone, Chef Chip here. Today I'm going to be eating Indian food. So I've got some chicken tikka masala, butter chicken, garlic naan, rice. Yay! And I'll be drinking a mango lassi. So I haven't had Indian food in almost 9 months. And it's when I last went to India back in October. It's my first time trying out this place. I'm really hungry, so I'm just gonna really get right into it. So, for those that don't know, you're supposed to eat with your right hand and not with your left, because in India, people think with your left hand eating is like unsanitary. You're supposed to use this hand for the bathroom. So I'll be using the right hand for eating, because this place didn't give me utensils. So, with the garlic naan, I guess breaking it apart is always like really hard to do. It's like you gotta do like yeah, and then you just gotta dip it right into the curry. That's so good. And this rice though. Yeah. So I spent so much time trying to order this on Seamless because I was trying to get that $10 promotion code to save $10. Wasted like nearly an hour doing it because it kept telling me that I couldn't do it for pickup. And once I tried to do it for delivery, it was like, this code does not work for web orders. But I finally got to work on the app. And even though this place is only like 5 minutes away from my house, the delivery itself took like an hour. And when it first came, my mango lassi actually had like a fly on the lid. But since they taped the opening shut, I guess it's safe to drink. Yeah, that's mango lassi. Alright, so got this chicken tikka masala, which is like grilled chicken and like curry sauce. Pretty good. So I was trying to save that $6 because after getting the promotion code, I had to tip the driver. Ended up only saving like $6. But what ended up happening was I ended up missing out on a pair of shoes that I could have resold and made a profit of $500. So I pretty much missed out on $500 trying to save $6. Story of my life. So today I'm going to talk about my trip in India, which was back in like October. So in October, not like New York, but in India, it was like 100 degrees every day. So it was super hot, and I was wearing just tank top and shorts every day. But there are so many mosquitoes there, so I pretty much got like 20 mosquito bites every day. Not even joking. Had like 20 mosquito bites every day. Like when I went to sleep, even with the insect repellent on, I go to sleep with like no mosquito bites, but then I wake up and I have all these mosquito bites. Yep. Try some butter chicken. try out this sauce, I guess. I don't know what this is. Ugh. It's sweet. Whoa, what's this? This is vinegary. This thing's like bubbling. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. So yeah, in India, my first meal was egg curry. I still remember because I got to the Airbnb super late. I think it was almost like 10 o'clock. And once I got there, the host had asked me like if I wanted dinner, and I just asked for egg curry because they're like vegetarian. And for that meal, I remember only paying like $2. What a good deal, right? Yeah. And then after eating that meal, I just like passed out for like a day, pretty much. I was so tired. But the air was so polluted, I couldn't even breathe the whole time I was there. It was like, whenever I tried to breathe, I would have like, I would feel nauseous pretty much. Yeah. So I remember eating like one meal a day when I was there. This is a lot of rice. Kind of sour. I never actually had, oh actually, I did have mango lassi before at this other Indian restaurant. But I didn't have it when I was in India because when I was trying to go to this lassi place, they said mangoes weren't in season. I don't remember which flavor I ended up getting, but I just remember getting sick from it. I mean, I guess it makes sense because there were like flies flying everywhere in the stall, and the cups, they like, I guess they didn't really properly wash it. So I felt super nauseous after eating there. After having a lassi there, I mean. Or it could have been from going to McDonald's. Because I went to McDonald's and I had like this lemonade. The sweet tea. I had the sweet tea from that McDonald's. But I don't know, I was just feeling sick. Yeah. And I probably shouldn't have ordered English breakfast because I think the second morning I was there, I was looking up places with breakfast, and because in India most people are vegetarian, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get some bacon and sausage and pancakes. And once it came, it looked so unappetizing. I still ate it, but then I felt sick afterwards. Even the Yakult, like the yogurt drink that they gave, was expired. So I just threw everything out pretty much. Yeah. This garlic naan though, pretty good. I think the best thing I had in India was probably Indian coffee. Like, I don't usually drink coffee, but this Indian coffee was so good. It was actually the maid that was working at the Airbnb. She would make me coffee like every morning, and it was just so milky. It just tastes like milk, but coffee. Yeah, I was like, if only I could bring her back to the US. Speaking of which, 23 years ago today, my family first came to the US. I always think how life would be if I were to have stayed in Hong Kong. I don't know. I guess we'll never know. One of those what if situations. What if I stayed in Hong Kong? What if... Yeah, I don't know. Mountain of rice. I guess the portions are pretty okay here. I was gonna originally get like a third entree, chicken biryani, which is just like chicken and rice as well. That's really sour. Mango, maybe I shouldn't have gotten a mango lassi. Alright, I think that's enough using my hands. I'm just gonna grab a fork. This rice is pretty dry. So I guess the best experience I had in India was going to the Taj Mahal, even though it wasn't really that good of an experience, because I had called for pretty much called for a car the whole day, because my Airbnb was like a 3-hour drive. Was it a 3-hour drive? I think it was like a 2-hour drive. I think my Airbnb was like a 2-hour drive away from the Taj Mahal. So I had called for a car in the morning and it came around like 9. But when it first came, the guy didn't even start driving yet because he was asking me if it was already paid for. And I already did this all online. So I don't know why he was asking me, but he was calling up his company to find out if it was already paid for. This took like almost half an hour. And once he found out that I did pay, he had to go get gas. And then off for the journey, the 2 hours. Got to the Taj Mahal. Then he asked me if I wanted like a tour guide, which was one of his friends. Of course I said yes. I was actually able to go in, I guess, with no line, even though the line for the others were really long. I think for what I paid, I didn't have to be on a line, because for people with pretty much foreigners, like people not from India, they go on a different line. So the line for the locals was like super long. And then once I got in, the tour guide like helped me take pictures, but then he also brought in another friend who took pictures with his camera, and then they were like trying to charge me like $40 for like 10 pictures. I was like, no, not paying $40. So I pretty much was bargaining with them the whole time. Brought it down to like $20 for 15 pictures around, and then a CD. But yeah, the driver and tour guide and all, I think they're like kind of scam artists, because once I like finished with the Taj Mahal, I was gonna go to the Red Fort, and then it was weird because there was like a time where from the Taj Mahal to the Red Fort, I think we still had to drive, so we were in the car, and at that point it was like the two tour guides. No, yeah, it was the tour guide, the driver, and then another tour guide, and me in the car. It felt so suspicious. It felt so sus. And then they were like trying to get me to pay more than what they originally told me, and I just felt so uncomfortable. I just said, I'm not gonna go to the Red Fort anymore. Just take me back to the Airbnb, because it was already like 5 and I didn't want to head back like when it was dark, and it could really get dangerous then. And then they just kept asking me for money, and I just gave it to them. And then the driver took me back, and of course he ended up still charging me more than what he had asked for. But other than that, I guess I still made it out alive, so that's good. Yep. I like the butter chicken more than a chicken tikka masala, actually. And when I was in India, I actually brought back some of these spices, like the chicken tikka masala sauce. No, like the chicken tikka masala spice, and the butter chicken spice. Brought that back. Haven't really used it yet though. I probably should. But the way to that spice store, it was super crowded on the streets. It was like no room to even walk. I think there were like, yeah, there was just a lot of people on the streets, and so crowded. There were like cows on the streets, a bunch of animals, really dirty, just smelled really bad. It's really hard to breathe. I regret not wearing a face mask. That's what I should have done. There's a lot of rice. Oh god. So it's really hard communicating with others in India because not all of them speak English. Especially calling Uber. Because whenever I called an Uber and then they call me, they would ask if I speak Hindu, and I don't. So then it was so hard for them to find me. I still remember one time I was at this tea shop just having tea, and the guy was trying to find me. And good thing the tea shop people, like the people working at the tea shop, they were able to talk to the driver for me, or else the guy would have never found me. And also, a lot of the Uber drivers, they like to just stop in the middle of the road and just go to the bathroom on the streets because there's like really no public restrooms. So then they would just stop the car and they're like, "Excuse me, sir, I have to use the restroom." And then they just do their own thing and they have to stop the car. So I'm just in the car in the heat, suffocating. Yeah, wasn't fun at all. Yep. And then the SIM card situation. Don't even get me started on that. So they say they give out like free SIM cards to visitors. So I was able to get one, but they had asked for all this like information. They needed like your passport, and then you needed like the contact, like someone's contact info. So I think I just put my Airbnb host, and then they needed to make copies of your passport. So you had to actually go to like a store, and then the hours, they close like really early, I think. But I actually got it done like the third day. But once I got the SIM card, even their 4G there is like really slow. I guess I'm used to like 4G LTE here. Yeah. And not everywhere has 4G too. That's the problem. Like most of the time I would just be on 3G. So yeah. I don't know if I actually want to drink this mango lassi anymore. It tastes kind of weird. But I did spend like $5 on it though. So I should probably drink it. I just hope it doesn't get me sick. Yeah, garlic naan in India is definitely better. I mean, you can't really compare, I guess. I did go to this one all-you-can-eat kebab place. I thought I was going to be able to eat a lot, but I actually didn't eat that much. I guess because I was sitting right by the door and it's like super smelly outside. So every time someone opens the door, I would get like a huge whiff of that air outside, and it's like pretty much garbage. And Yeah, it's really smelly. So I had like no appetite after that. I actually only ate like maybe 2 or 3 plates. Yeah. Mm. The traffic is really bad in India too. Like if you thought New York traffic and Los Angeles traffic was bad, have to like see India traffic. Because you know, like on the highway there's like 4 lanes, but somehow they're able to drive in like 6 lanes. Maybe sometimes even 7 or 8. I guess because the cars are smaller, but it's like they don't even drive in lanes. So each car is like almost like no space between each car. It's almost like each car is about to run into each other on the road. So just picture like 8 cars in 4 lanes. Pretty crazy, right? But I have to say the people in India are pretty nice, especially my Airbnb host and her family. Because one thing with India, I don't know what it is, but I couldn't use my credit card when I was there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with my credit card. It's like you can use it internationally. But in India, every place I try to use it, especially online, to like book tickets, especially for Taj Mahal, for car service, they would all say like failure due to like risk or something. So my card would never work. So what I ended up doing was having my Airbnb host pay with her card, and then I would just pay her back. But I was just thinking like, if I were to stay in a hotel, and then I would have had no one to help me out. I mean, unless I could find someone in a hotel, I guess. But, you know. Really does taste sour. I regret getting this. Another thing that India had was like they had cornflakes, mango cornflakes. Now you pour the cornflakes and then the milk, and then the milk becomes like mango flavored. Those cornflakes were so good. Also the yogurt there is really good as well because like really sweet. So it's like really sweet milk flavored yogurt. Yogurt was good, coffee was good, cornflakes were good. I didn't eat any of the street food because I was already getting sick from non-street food, like food from actual restaurants. So I couldn't imagine how sick I would have been if I ate from the street carts. I probably would have died, maybe. There's a lot of rice. There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in. I felt this way before, so insecure, crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in. I felt this way before, so insecure, crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real.
It's heavyweight! Yeah, buddy! Lightweight! Ah! Lightweight! Woo! 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 Lightweight, baby! Go!
I'm feeling pretty full, so I think I'm just gonna have to stop it here. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to watch more videos from me, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Peace. Peace. Peace.